Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. Today we are checking out the Quirklogic Papyr because it has gotten a brand new update, update 1.5, which actually brings a lot of stuff to the table, and it's a 1-year anniversary since Quirklogic launched their 13.3-inch e-paper device. Alright, so here's the good old Quirklogic Papyr. Now, before I dive into the update 1.5 features and what has been added, because there's plenty of it been added, I just want to do a quick overview over the 1.3 update, which was quite a while ago, but for one reason or another I didn't get to cover it. Now I want to rectify that and do a quick summary of the update 1.3, what was added to the platform. The first thing that was added, and I think it's a very, very welcome thing, is the consolidation of the settings menu. What does that mean? Well, previously you had different types of settings that you'll see depending on where you go to the settings from, because you could go to the settings by pressing this button and going to the settings here, or you could also go to the menu on the document and go to the settings here. Now, from wherever you go to the settings, you will get the same settings menu, which is exactly how platform should behave. So there's no more confusion of in which settings do you find which options. Everything is in the settings as you would expect it to be. Now, while we are in the settings menu, there was quite a few things in the update 1.3 that were added that are directly found here in the settings menu. One of the first ones, and I think it's a very, very important one, is the pen calibration option. So now you can just go into the pen calibration, decide what type of writing style do you have and which hand is your writing hand, and then you just go through the calibration process to calibrate the writing, and it actually does improve the precision and the responsiveness of how the pen behaves. As a consequence, it has even nicer writing feel, because paper has an excellent writing feel, but now you have really nice writing quality, as well as in the pen and the screen. The device responds to your writing as you would expect it to. So it's a very nice touch to have. We have date and time selection and time format, and which type of the time zone will you have. And then in the applications menu, you had also the ability to choose which is going to be the default pen color that you will use, so that every new document that you open will use this default pen color and the default pen width as well. So quite a lot of very, very useful things that basically round up the platform to be a more mature platform, which is exactly what you would expect it to be. In the battery menu, we also have the auto sleep menu now, which is excellent, and the auto sleep time that you can choose to be from 1 minute, maximum is 24 hours. So that's a very flexible way of getting this thing to conserve battery, which is a really good thing. And finally, update 1.3 brought a very important thing that I was hoping that we would see, and we finally do see it, and that is this little ring. If you see, you can see like a highlight around the selected tool. So this kind of highlight determines and tells you basically, oh, you're actually using this type of width, and then you can make it a little bit less wide. The same type of highlighting applies to the currently selected color, and that's about it. So those are the things that were added in 1.3. I believe that it's a very important update that has shaped and matured the platform even further. But now with update 1.5, we're bringing the game to yet another level, which I really like. So now let's proceed finally with the update 1.5 features. Okay, so update 1.5. Let's just cut directly to the chase. The first and the biggest important update and the feature of the update 1.5 is the landscape mode. So now when you have documents that were actually in the landscape mode, or more wide than they are tall, when you go to the settings on the side, now you have this button called landscape. And as soon as you press it, the whole paper will orient into the landscape format and will allow you to monitor and to work with landscape PDFs that you've imported into their workbooks, and basically just continue working that way. So that's something that I really, really love. Now this part I have tested, but what I haven't tested was how does it work with actual pages and the templates. So if I'm in a horizontal mode and I want to add a lined template for the current page, there we go. So you can actually use this to write in a lined template. However, what does happen when we write to the whole width and then flip it to the portrait? Let's just see. I genuinely haven't tested this, so let's just see what happens. Okay, so we have one line done, and now let's switch that over to portrait. I really have no idea what does it do. Well, it actually just switches it, scales it, and basically, that was your width, and it works. And I think this is a good solution. You have to have a compromise of some sort, and if you've created your initial page, it just makes sense. It really does make sense what they did here, so I really like how this has been handled. And don't forget that you have on the Quirklogic Papyr, you have the infinite canvas. So even if you are going from a full portrait page into this one, you can always zoom in and then kind of scroll up and down if that's what you want. So I think they were thinking about this, definitely. They were testing it, and not caught by surprise by a normal real world test, which I really, really appreciate. Just another testament to how good the development team is and how much they care about this platform, because this is a relative obvious thing that a lot of teams would have missed. Another interesting thing to see is that they've actually handled the toolbar well in landscape mode, which means that you can have this kind of stuff. But there's one thing that I believe should have been also done, because as soon as you press settings, if you are in a landscape mode, you expect everything to be in the landscape mode. But at this moment, when we go to the settings and to the basically device type of settings, then you are again in a portrait mode. Now, why did I go to the settings? Because I wanted to show you these things. So you have the where the toolbar is going to be shown. So in portrait mode, you can choose for it to be on the left or on the right. And in the landscape mode, you can choose that it shows on top or on bottom. So that's nice that we definitely have that kind of customization. But I do think that we would need also the ability to have, if you're working in landscape mode, you would expect the home button to actually be also in landscape mode. And also one thing that I still believe would need to be is the home button once you're in setting, or once you're in this mode, when you press it again, that you go back, return to the workbook. So it works like you press it, it opens up this, and then when you're done, you press it back and it goes back into the workbook. So just small things like that would work, but mostly, primarily, as far as landscape orientation goes, I believe that the home button and the settings should also be transferred to have landscape orientation, so that if your workflow and you're continually working in landscape mode, there is no reason for you to be forced to switch it from here to there just to perform system-based operations. Other than that, I think that it's been implemented really, really well. I think that for a 13.3-inch platform, which this is, it makes perfect sense and just makes it even more usable. So something that I really, really love how they've implemented, and I love what I see. Now, while we're in the landscape format, there's another thing that has been added. Now, since way before, I believe 1.2, or I don't know where, we had the split screen option. The split screen option was great. because it offers you two independent halves of your device, so that you can by default normally operate like have a writing workbook and a reading workbook or whatever you may want. However, since then, for reading capabilities and since they've managed to actually improve the importing process so that you can import larger PDFs into the platform and actually start using them, there was always a request to have like a split or a two-page view, which we now finally have. So the workflow is a little bit step-by-step-y. So what you have to do first is to enter the split screen mode, and then you choose either one of them, and then you also choose the side-by-side view. So you can have access to the side-by-side view only when you first enter the split screen mode. So yeah, split screen, then side-by-side. However, once you enter a side-by-side mode, what that gives you is the ability to see side-by-side pages, and again, maximizing and utilizing the screen real estate that the paper has, which is fantastic. And that means that you can just normally read your book formats in 2 pages per screen, which is really, really cool. And then you can just simply go back to split screen and you disconnect and you have the same type of functionality as before. One of the things that I'm missing here is the ability to just go back to this one in landscape mode. For now, I can just go back to portrait, and that way I exit the split view. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm not figuring something out, but I believe that if I am in split screen mode, I should have the ability to go back into here. So we need to have the ability to choose return to portrait, which is, back to that one, or return to landscape if that's what you want from the side-by-side or / dual split view, whatever it is called. So the split view or side-by-side view, excellent addition yet again. I think that it completes the landscape utilization of the 13.3-inch format on the Quirklogic Papyr. Really, really cool stuff to see. Now, these following 2 features go hand in hand, and they are the custom template library and the ability to add PDF and images as backgrounds. So now when we go to our library, you will see that we have a new icon here added, which is called templates. And if you tap on it, you will have 2 directories. You will have a directory with your default templates, right? So those are the default templates that it offers, and it's actually offering by default more than what you have from the menu itself. So we have a checklist, a day planner, lined planner, month calendar, music sheet, storyboard quad, storyboard, task planner, and week planner. So a nice set of templates here, but more importantly, you also have a custom folder. And once we are in here, you have the ability to actually transfer your custom PDFs or PNGs that you may want into this folder and then use these templates as you might want in your workbooks. So how does that actually work in reality? So if I long press like before and I want to choose a new template, then I just press on the background picture, right? That's the background icon. And before we used to have just the empty, lined, and square. But now we have 2 new icons. Add a new background or save current whatever it is that you may have as a new template. So you have quite a cool thing to choose from. And when you choose to load a new one, by default, you're taken to the templates directory and you can choose one of the default ones. So let's say I choose a checklist and apply it to all new pages, let's say normally. And now he says, okay, succeeded, goes back. And now when I create a new page, every subsequent new page will have the new template that I have. Furthermore, I can again go to the background, add a new template. Let's now choose a, month calendar to the current page. And yes, I'm going to replace it, go back to where we were, and now we have a month calendar template here. So things that you would expect it to, and these are quite useful templates that we have. Furthermore, you of course have the access to your custom templates, which function exactly the same. So any templates, PNGs or PDFs that you add into this custom folder, they will appear here and they will be free for you to choose from. But furthermore, you can go even further. If you have your G Drive and Dropbox linked, then you can simply go to your Google Drive and then choose a template from your Google Drive. And in this case, you can choose, let's say, a PNG in this case, which is just a logo, I believe. Yeah. And there we go. So now I have mydeepguide, kind of a low resolution logo, but you get the point. I can choose from my Google Drive, from my Dropbox. I don't even have to sort it locally on the device. I can just keep all of my templates that I want in the cloud, and the Quirklogic Papyr actually allows you to do that completely effortlessly. There's no setup, there's nothing. You just simply log in. The only setup you need is basically login credentials to your cloud storage of your choosing. Other than that, it's pretty much spot on. I absolutely love how they've implemented this, and it's really, really effortless. So something that can be done in so many different ways, I think it has been done elegantly, and it's very effortless, and I think you don't need to be a tech wizard or a techie of any sort to understand what this is. The only thing you have to kind of get used to is the meaning of the icon symbols. And this is a background image, so in the background image, there you go. Plus is to add a new background or to insert the background. The diskette, the old callback to the diskettes, I think I love that. They have a 3.5-inch floppy, is to actually save the new thing as a template. And once you have like doodled around and made something like this, then you can actually export it as a PDF into your custom templates, and it's automatically going to be saved there so that you can use it in your future workbooks. Really powerful, and I think a very elegant way how it's been implemented, and I really, really love this feature that Quirklogic Papyr finally has the ability, and a powerful ability, to utilize and use custom templates on this platform. Excellent work. There's a couple of new things that are also quite valuable, and they may seem on paper like they're not a big deal, but to me they are, because previously, as you will notice, if I just go back here, you will see that I am logged in to my InQuirks or Quirklogic account, and previously you would have this sorting and a separation, almost a physical separation, between your offline local files and mine online files, right? And they would previously, you would need to make a copy of your local file, move it to the mine online so that it becomes an online file. Now, online files, you would not have an access to it if you would turn off your Wi-Fi. So let's do that. So if I now turn off my Wi-Fi, and I return to my workbook, go to settings, and go to my library, now I still have access to mine, except that this time it says offline. Now this is a big deal, because this means that you can finally now create mine or shareable online workbooks. You can do your work while you are offline, and as soon as you hook up online and you are hooked up to the cloud, the stuff will synchronize and it will become online. So you no longer, it's again smoothing out of the platform. Previously you would need to create it as a local one, then once you're done, once you're online, then you would need to copy it from local into mine, and then it would work. It was a little bit kind of stumbly and a little bit here and there, but this is a far more elegant solution, and I love that you have the freedom freedom, even if you're in a spotty connection or you don't have internet connection, but you want to do something that you will eventually share once it's done, you have that ability now. So yeah, definitely cool to have offline workbook access of the shared workbooks on your InkWorks account. We also have the ability to sort our library files differently and view them, and of course you can view them as lists. While I do like the large icons, they're quite nice, this is far more elegant, and this is something that gives you much easier access to see what you're looking for if you have a deep organization of some sort. Furthermore, we have now sorting, and you can sort by alphabet, so sort by name, ascending or descending, and you can sort by created date, also oldest to newest, newest to oldest. Very useful features to have. And yeah, don't forget that you have the search filter where you can search your type your word and it will show up what you're looking for. So let's say I'm looking for Snoopy, and then I will have Snoopy. So pretty sweet, and good way of doing these things. The only thing that I don't like is that I cannot get out of my keyboard now. So once I've pressed here, how the hell do I get out of the keyboard? Press something else? Nope. I'm stuck with the keyboard. Help me! And finally, in the settings systems, we have the screen lock now. So you have the traditional normal pin code screen lock. So if I enable it, then I can just say, okie dokie, my new lock password can be anything. So it's not just a pin code, it's anything from 4 to 20 characters. So I do appreciate that because it does offer a much higher level of security, simply because there's more characters involved and everything like that. So I'm going to use the Emily Gilmore impenetrable password yet again, which is 1111. Yeah, you got that. So let's repeat it. 1111. Okay, so let's just show it for, good measure. Good. I think I'll remember that somehow. And yeah, it's not user recoverable. If lost, you will need to engage with the Quirklogic services team and locally saved data may be lost. So it's a good idea. All joking aside, it's a really important idea to remember that password because it's a security measure, not just some kind of a gimmick. So let's see, how does it work? We go back to my workbook and then, you go to sleep. Okie dokie, I'm back and I'm a thief. I cannot do this. I don't know. How do I remove this? And it goes 1, 1, 1, 1. And we go okie dokie, and it works. And if you no longer want this, you can now go back to settings, system, screen lock, disable. Should ask me, yes, 1, 1, 1, 1. And we change to disable and okay, and we are done. Okie dokie. So that's cool. And again, here it would be really cool and handy to go back all the way into my menu. Those are the features and the updates that we have from update 1.5 on the Quirklogic Papyr. Really powerful stuff, very well implemented, super real world usable stuff, and what a great way to actually mark up almost a 1 year anniversary since the Quirklogic Papyr has been launched. Very nice to see this. Well, okay, I don't know about you, but I really do like what they've done here. So they are focusing on an overall functionality of the device, and they're taking unconventional routes here and there, and I do appreciate that. They're looking at their product and they're looking at the competition as well, but they're not just blindly following. I think they're simply focusing on what they feel, what they think that the product should be about, and they're listening to the community, what their community and what their users would like that product to be about. And adding the landscape, adding the side-by-side feature, adding all of these things is definitely something that helps. Plus, all the stuff from the update 1.3 definitely kind of smooths out the experience. And the simple addition of adding custom templates. Now, they could have done that in any number of ways, and most of the users would have been happy with just having an option. But they actually went further along and they added all of these these options that you can even save your own stuff in PDF and PNG, and combined with the Google Drive and the Dropbox, it just as an ecosystem, it fits in really, really well. So I'm very happy with what I see with the update 1.5, and yeah, it just makes an already excellent device even better and more versatile, which is always a good thing. I would also like to mention that they sent out a kind of info booklet thingy about their 1-year anniversary. And as you can see here, they have a giveaway to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, and they're giving away one Quirklogic Papyr device to a lucky winner. The giveaway opens on July 30th at 12 p.m. MST. I don't know what the MST time zone is, but you can check. To enter, entrants must sign up for their mailing list before August 20th, 2021, 12 p.m. MST. Winner will be notified by the email to join their mailing list on or before August 23rd at 12 p.m. So the link to enter is here on the screen, and I will post the link also in the description of the video down below, so be sure to check it out. So that's pretty cool, and it's a very nice thing to see that the Quirklogic Papyr, as niche as it may be, is still alive and kicking 1 year from their release, and it's been improved in so many ways. I think it's one of the most impressive platforms and one of the most impressive achievements when you compare it, the state of the platform and the state of everything of the device on the release day, and now just 1 year afterwards, it's like a brand new device. And yeah, the writing latency that was exploded into top of the list, and it's still one of the fastest devices, excluding Remarkable 2, and it has the abilities that pretty much almost no other device has, because it's centered around their workbook format. So that means that you can add pages, insert pages, infinite canvas, all of these kinds of things. Some of the platforms are starting to have some kind of additions, but none have that much flexibility around that platform, and the real-time sharing and all of that kind of stuff. Really, really good. Of course, it lacks some of the areas. So for example, handwriting to text recognition, maybe workbook bookmarking, workbook organizing into chapters or subchapters, to have some kind of a way to manage these workbooks once they start growing into a larger field. And also one of the things that I think, especially on the Quirklogic Papyr device, would be a super beneficial thing, because it's like a design centered and a mind maps kind of centered device because of that infinite canvas. Adding an object that works as a link to another workbook would be an absolute fantastic addition to this platform, because it would just explode its functionality to a completely new level. So hopefully those are the things that they might be considering. That's something that I personally would absolutely love to see. But then again, I'm very happy with what they have so far as well. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like the update 1.5 if you own a Quirklogic Papyr. If you don't, be sure to check the link down below for their giveaway of one Quirklogic Papyr device to one lucky winner. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!